Hello. Mhm. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. If you are watching live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. Let's get down to business. Let's have a conversation. Happy New Year's to all of you. We in it. We are in it. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation about. Oh, hold on, Instagram. I got too much going on. See, this is what happens when you got stuff all in your purse. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, because Instagram, it comes in a little bit clearer, right? So anyway, hopefully everyone is having a decent new year starting off. Um, and we are going to have a fantastic year, like, period. We're going to have a fantastic year, period, period, period. If you're watching live, like I said, comment hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. I want to know who's here. Definitely, definitely give me some hearts. If this is your first time joining me, if it's your first time joining me, I'm Coach Jay Butler. I am a business and mindset coach and educator. I work primarily with women who want to grow their businesses with scalable offers, beautiful offers that actually attract their ideal clients to them using messaging and authoritative content. I'm really excited because I just came back from dinner with one of my best friends, and we were just having conversations about what we really wanted to see happen to our year ahead. This is a blank slate. Like, everything that happened in 2023 is over. Like, all you have is memories, all you have is data. Your bank account is going to tell you exactly what's going on. Your growth as a human being is going to tell you exactly what's going on. So today we're just going to have a conversation. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about relationships and how they lead to revenue, and how transactional women should and can be, just like men can. And we're going to talk about self-mastery. We're going to talk about self-mastery. And this book is really, really good. I'm gonna have to keep my thumb in this page, but one of my mentors recommended this book called Shakti Leadership. I know it's backwards on Instagram, but right here on Zoom, you can see Shakti Leadership, Embracing Feminine and Masculine Power in Business. One of my mentors recommended this book to me about 2 years ago. I ordered it off Amazon, and it's really, really good when it comes down to understanding the masculine and the feminine. So I'm going to hold it up one more time. So if you don't need to, Shakti Leadership, and you see how it looks. So, just come back if you like, Jay, what is, written by Nalima Bhat or Bots, Bhat. So look at the replay and get the title, so Zoom, Facebook, this is the book. Okay. So I just wanted to put that in perspective. All right. Some of what I'm going to talk about comes from this book. Okay. It's going to come from this book. And a lot of information that we tend to skate by, even in today's society, has a lot to do with our feminine and masculine qualities. Everybody has them, right? So depending on where you are, you have to use both energetic qualities. There's a masculine and then there's a feminine. Now, the thing is, just coming from the state of we have to call things labels so we can differentiate, compare, and contrast different things. So this is the reason why some people say, well, there's no, and I play with this sometimes, like there's no difference between that. It kind of is because men have a dominant way of doing things and women have a dominant way of doing things. Most women are very just kind of whimsical. We kind of dream, we daydream a lot. We like to inspire people, but we don't like numbers. We don't like looking at things with analytics. We're very rigid. We're very in flow. We don't like paying attention to different details when it comes down to numbers and logic. We just want to fly by the seat of our pants and just hope everything works out. Masculine qualities, however, is more centered in logic, goals, strategies, like very, very like rigid, not rigid, but focused in the numbers, the quotas. Like, what does that look like from a long-term standpoint? I need to know what if this is what we're going to do, how does it look like long-term, right? They're very commanding. They're supposed to be anyway. Okay, they're very supposed to be. And so don't start your new year off, because some of y'all are doing it already. And we need to learn how to like center ourselves in the art of self-mastery. We need to learn how to control ourselves in different situations. A lot of us don't know how to do that because we're so willy-nilly. Feminine can be willy-nilly and y'all don't like to think about stuff. This is why a lot of times y'all are whimsical. Women are very dreamy. We hope things happen. I would like for this to happen. We look at potential. We're very potential focused, like, oh, it's potential. That's why we get messed up every time. But when we think about potential, sometimes we miss the whole process. We tend to look at what it could be instead of really just walking by process, because we want the result more than anything. We want the result more than anything. But the masculine, that's why I said some women are very masculine. They don't even know they're leading by the masculine, because I gotta see if things are going to work out. If they don't work out for me, I'm not going to do it. And that's the masculine way of business. So now, when it comes down to relationships, however, now here we go. I made a post today. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. We're going in. We're going all the way in. Hey, Keisha. Hey, Sasha. Hey, Ayana. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Christina. Hey, Corinthia. I don't know who's here on Instagram. I just see who's joined, but I don't know who's here. But I made a post today that was a little controversial, as always, because what else is there to be? Is Jay. Jay makes controversial posts. That's what we do. And I talked about how there were two coffee chats, coffee meetups at Starbucks. I don't like Starbucks coffee chats and meetups for first dates. I'm not going to post about a scenario that I think could have happened, right? It looked like it was two people that were going to be on dates. I'm not going to post what I think it was. I'm posting what it was. And we have people in the comments, in the DMs talking about, oh, well, sis, they could have been just, no, they were like, there was nobody in there. We heard the conversations. They were first dates. Okay. One of them clearly was. The second one was off. I don't know why they met up at the coffee shop, but the man screamed out the woman wants to go pay for his coffee, and he yelled out grande and almost choked on my grande latte because I'm like, what the heck? And I was just very upset about that because I feel this is my whole point. Y'all know I don't feel sorry for men over here. Y'all know that, right? Okay, I just want to make sure that's clear. And I don't idolize marriages. I don't idolize women having a man in their life. Like I don't idolize it. That's not. I've been married twice. Been there, got that. Been there, done that, got the postcard. I don't think it's a flex at all. And I'm not lifting my leg on marriages because I believe in marriages. I believe marriages are beautiful when they are done with the woman being a creative contributor of the relationship. Y'all see how I put that? Creative contributor of the relationship, and the man is being a man. You can take that however you want to. If this triggers you, you're more than welcome to come off. Because that's where I'm going with this. Don't get me started. I believe the woman needs to be, and so this is why a lot of times women, especially women of color, they get they get very triggered. This is why if you look at every single, I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna spend a little time on Black folks. So I know I got people from all races and colors on this live today, but I'm gonna stop right. I'm gonna do just a little bit on Black folks, and I'm gonna go back to broad. Okay, so you're more than welcome to stay and watch and see. But then I'm gonna come back to everybody in a minute. Black folks, if you look at all of our economic um, scales where we rank at, we're always in the bottom. You know why? Because our relationships are trash. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying nothing. I know what thus said the Lord. I know to say it's better married than to burn. I know what it said. I used to preach the gospel. I know. But I also know that when relationships are done decent and in order, they're supposed to be the man is the provider and protector of the house. If we're going to go by what y'all saying, that means that the woman is the creative contributor. But I was, me and my best friend were just talking today, and we were talking about a little bit about Queen Charlotte or Bridgerton. I've been, I watched that for the first time not too long ago. And I just thought it was very interesting that if you look at the marriages back then, that's how marriage was. The man chose his wife. They were betrothed, like a Mary and Joseph situation. Women didn't have a whole lot of rights. They just didn't. They were just pillars of pleasure and baby making, breeders. That's literally, they needed heirs. I don't know why y'all be playing with that. But the men who did all these things had money to buy the wife. The men had status, which is a masculine concept from this book that I just showed y'all. Men care more about transactions. Why do men use it? They just always taking because they're transactional based. Y'all want this to be for everybody. It's not for everybody. Marriage is not for everybody. People get so mad when I say that. I said marriage is not fair. That's why the middle class is struggling in marriages right now. And y'all be trying y'all best to justify why this person chose this person. And I loved him. It was never, ever, ever, ever built on love. Marriage was never built on love. Congratulations that you got a man that you love, but that was never a part of the arrangement. It was always a business arrangement. It was always a business arrangement, which is why sometimes y'all willy-nilly in other types of relationships. Here we go. I'm finna mess some of y'all up. That's okay. When women are willy-nilly in who they choose in their life, they're usually willy-nilly in other things in other areas of their life. I'm trying to tell you that it's all related. Huh. Look at how you treat business. When you're willy-nilly in your relationships with other people, you're usually willy-nilly in your business as well. Even me being on this app or these apps and telling women and empowering women to think, I am actually a danger to society in so many ways. Like a free woman is not something that like the society likes to see. They don't like to see free women. They don't know that, right? That's why they like you claimed. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why when women always asking you when you're gonna get married, when you gonna get married, girl, you gonna get married again? They don't ask men that, they'll ask women. And if a man is asked that, it's usually about women who are interested in him. It's usually, I didn't say all cases, I said usually. That's another thing. Y'all gotta listen to words. When everybody don't I said usually, I didn't say all. Self-mastery. Self-mastery. Instagram y'all up because I don't know who's on here. So this is my whole thing. When we say we're starting off 2024 on the right foot, we got to know what we're dealing with out here, right? We got to know what we're dealing with. We got to know what we're paying attention to. And we got to learn how to discern relationships. Y'all here? How are y'all Facebook? Are y'all listening? I see people coming in, but I don't know who's here, who's not. Y'all need to wake up. Y'all got hangovers? Did y'all go out last night? Wake up. So when we say things like self-mastery and empowerment, some people don't like that. When women are thinkers, that's an issue. Black women, for certain, we have issues with understanding how relationships are transactional. This is a patriarchy. There has to be some transactions in place. There has to be. And even for all women too, like Black women, and the reason why I'm pinpointing Black women, because Black women, we don't know how to be, we don't understand it. And we wonder why we keep getting done this way over and over and over again. Because you don't understand transaction. You don't understand the way the man thinks. We about the only ones that don't understand it. I remember when people used to tell me, and my grandmother was the only one that told me, you have to be with a man more. I mean, be with a man who loves you more than you love him. And I never understood that until I got a lot older, obviously. She was the only one that told me that. She said, the only way it's going to work is if the man loves you more than you love him. And she said, and that's the only way. And when a man loves you more than you love him, he's going to make it comfortable for you to be there because you don't have to be there. And she told me this, and I was like, what? Obviously, I didn't know. I didn't get it. So you just have to pay attention to clues. And only, like, I would say 2 men in my entire life that have told me that they loved me when I said, I love you too. Or I say, I love you, and they'll say, I love you more. And the ones that said, I love you more were the ones that gave me everything that I wanted. They never said no to me. Never. Never. Hmm. But then I started to think about the transactional part. They just wanted me there. That's why I said, like, sometimes you don't have to do the most in order to have what you want. For women, it don't take much. And this gonna mess you up. That's why some of y'all who are single, you struggle with dating men or dating people that are smarter than you. Just like coaches, Your clients should be smart. They're supposed to be intelligent. That's why I don't understand, like, some clients that I've had over the years, they'll say things like, well, I'm just afraid that what if I don't know? Because they think they have to be smarter than their client. You're not supposed to be smarter than them. They're supposed to be intelligent. You can't coach somebody who don't know how to lead themselves in so many ways. They have to lead themselves. Your clients come to you for an expertise that they don't have. There's a difference. Women have an expertise that men don't have. Do I have to tell you what that is? This is big sister slash coach talk. This is good right here. Women, you just serve two purposes to a man. Usually, the centralization of men's desire in a patriarchal society. Okay. Number one, to be a pleasure point for them, and or birth their babies. Do y'all get what is this helping you? Instagram, y'all killing me. Literally. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to help you. So what does it have to do with anything? This a marriage is business. It's a business arrangement. You have to sign paperwork. Like that marriage license, I have to go file a business license for Ellison. That's what I had to go do. I had to pay money to start a business. It's a company. Taxes are involved. Where you're going to live is involved. Financial records are involved. So when you marry for love, you marry per the some of y'all married for love, and the man's, the person's credit is jacked up from here to, but he trying to work his credit. Why did you marry him? But see, up here, financial records are assessed. Y'all don't like that kind of talk. That's why I tell women sometimes, like, get yours, make sure that man got himself together. But marriage was a business arrangement, is a business, still is. It still is. And you have to understand that there are things that you require from the person in order to get, like, for this person to take on the response. Like, you want me to be a pleasure point for you? Well, this is what I require. And so when I see women saying, well, it's okay, they just probably having a conversation. Y'all stop that. You know why? Because you low key don't like to see a lot of women happy. You want to see women settle. And I don't think that that's appropriate. Women should not have to settle. You should not have to go through life with somebody on your back telling and want to check you, but don't want to check the other man. Like, I don't understand that. We're okay with that. That's why I told you, when you willy-nilly in your relationships, your business is going to be the same way. When I require the person to do this, but he wants me to do whatever, or he wants me to do this, and then I come back and I say, well, this is what I require. Y'all, come on. Can we be real for a second? Have y'all seen 50 Shades of Grey? You can put yes in the comments. I ain't gonna judge. I don't care, because I've seen it. I don't know how many times. Y'all see that put a contract? You remember that contract they signed? Absolute internalized misogyny. Absolutely. 100%. Yes. 50 Shades of Grey. There was a part in the movie. Christine, you gotta watch it, girl. It's so good. They signed a con spoiler alert. They signed a contract, an NDA. And see, listen, he thought that she was just gonna sign the contract and let it rip. Baby, she came with some negotiations. She came with some things like, I'm not doing this, cross out this, I want this, I'm not doing this, I will do this only if this happens. He was not expecting this girl to come back with all this stuff. And he was like, okay, 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 noted, we'll do. We'll get that changed. He got that contract changed. She signed the contract because she already knew if you want access, you're going to have to change some things on this contract. If you want it bad enough, you're going to sign the contract. You're going to listen to my demands and my requests, and you're going to do what I tell you to do. But see, some women, they just think love is enough. You can't just listen how I look this in. You just can't love what you do. You can't just love it. I just love doing this. But you got to sell too. There's transactions involved. This is why this is a capitalistic society and why women struggle with this because loving what you do is not enough. I just want to do what I love. You also have to sell, which is a masculine concept that a lot of y'all haven't mastered. And this is why sometimes y'all want to do these businesses and you don't understand that there is another leg to this. You have to market and you have to sell consistently. If you don't run any ads or have stuff going on like billboards, people calling on your behalf, doing cold calls, customer service centers, leasing all this stuff out, hiring an agency to sell for you, and you ain't got money put up, you're going to have to use sweat equity. And a lot of y'all don't want to do that because you think that just because you're a pretty girl and you're a pretty woman and you post scriptures every now and then or post motivational quotes every now and then that people are supposed to knock down your door and say, I want to work with you. That's not how this works. Just like even in these relationships, just because this man said that he want to work with you or be with you or meet you for coffee, that you're not supposed to say yes to that. You don't have to. No, I'm not meeting you for coffee. And if you get on here and say, well, I met my husband for coffee, I don't care about that. Some men, people want to think you wasting their time. That is a person who doesn't have discernment. A man should be able to see a woman from 2 miles away and say, that's my wife because of this. I see her. This is why a woman is found. Women should never go looking for anything that she wants. She is found. They mess with y'all. I don't care. I love you enough to tell you that. Well, I'm in my he. I know this triggers you. It's triggering because no one wants to be told that they deserve more. Women usually, this is another business principle that a lot of you aren't. Women don't get this part right here. Women tend to date in alignment to the proximity of what they feel comfortable with. Just like in business, we run businesses and we price in proximity in what we feel comfortable with. It's all related. Do y'all see I put that? Do I need to repeat that? I just love you. Yes, hello, my husband will know me the moment he sees me. Women tend to date in the proximity of what they are comfortable with. And usually because they feel sometimes inadequate, they will date somebody that they feel like they have to grab off the ground because they see potential. That's mothering. It's mothering. I don't want to mother clients. I want to partner with clients. I don't want to feel like I am trying to scoop somebody off the ground and tell them, oh, honey, you can, oh, honey. No, that's why I'm against talking to men like they're children. When men are misogynists, they want to check the women. They want to keep the woman in line. There's no such thing as in line. That is a man who wants a child as a wife in their mind. In their mind, they want a childlike bride. They want a woman who cannot think. They want a woman who don't know how to negotiate. They don't have a voice. This is why they don't like free women. But then there are some men who are motivated by women. They're motivated by her being there. They're inspired by her. So they get up and they do things because it's the woman that's driving him to do it. Because she don't talk to him like he's, baby, you got this. No, you better get up and you got this. Not nagging him, but telling him you are a man of power. Telling him straight up, like, you can do this. You have power, honey. Like, make it happen. Men love that. I made a man get his whole pool together. I said, I'm not coming over there and swimming in that. I said, I want to see that pool together this summer. He had people to come over there and redo that whole pool. He's, I did it just for you. I didn't play that. You see what I'm saying? But sometimes we're so afraid. Let me tell you how does this relate in business? When somebody says, well, I can't pay but this, I don't have but this. Okay, well, when you're ready. It ain't no okay, I guess. You have to make that person motivated to go do something. No, we this is the price. This is what we're doing over here. If you can't do it at this price, then I'm sorry. Maybe we don't need to do business together. Maybe we don't need to like roll with this. There's no client coach relationship that's coming from this because, like I said, this is it. That price is lower than what we're offering. I'm sorry. That is just no, we're not going to be able to do that. That person can either get mad or they can just go on. I mean, they're going to go on and figure it out or go to somebody else. Hint, hint. But the reason why sometimes we accept these coffee dates, and I'm saying that for a reason, and that woman, like I told y'all, that girl went to go pay for that boy coffee, and the dude was like, Granda, he yelled at Granda. If you're on Instagram, you'll know what I'm talking about. My Facebook post, I made a post. And I talked about how this man just yelled out Granda, and it made me so mad. I was just like, I can't believe this. And she's like, buying this coffee. And they're on a date, and I'm just like screaming at the top of my mind, like, I can't, like, we gotta stop doing this. He was sitting there just sloppy, just No kind of, it was uncouth. Don't ask me, well, what about you? Well, what about your man? Girl, I'll listen. Don't get me started. I told y'all that's not a flex to me. I do not care. I'm very, very meticulous. Don't play. I'm just saying. We have to stop being super willy-nilly and looking at people as potential. This is why sales is a numbers game. You got to get your numbers up. Hey, Tanika, you got to get your numbers up. I've told women, I've even said to women, it's okay to date multiple men. You need suitors. You need to multiply. You need to have different people that you're entertaining. If men get upset about that, you're in the wrong realm. If a man is telling you, you can't date nobody but me, it costs to make me exclusive to you, sir. This is how the wealthy work things out. Like they're suitors. I'm just saying. You got to build the right. And there's nothing wrong. Like if you want to date somebody exclusive, we just exclusive. I always tell women, like, look at your life. Are you okay with the life that you're living? And we're not taught how to date. We're not taught how to scope suitors or how to attract suitors. We're not taught these things because much of our proximity was not in alignment. We dated exclusively and allowed people to have access to us when they weren't fit to have that type of access. Same thing with business. You need to put up gateways for people to get to you. If you're allowing anybody and everybody to have access to you, of course you're going to cheapen your rate. Of course you're going to cheapen your access because you're just looking for your immediate needs to be met and you're not looking for a long-term investment business type of agreement with yourself. When you have a business that you are growing for the long haul, there has to be permanency in the business. That means that there needs to be multiple tiers in the business that allow for different people to have access to you at different levels. Somebody that's paying you $27 for a digital product should not have the same access, no access at all, to somebody who's paying you $5, $10, $15, $20,000, $50,000 to work with you. They should not have the same access. They don't have any access when they're paying $27. But sometimes when you don't know, you allow that. And then you'll tell yourself that it's okay for me to do it because I'm just trying things out. We're just going to see. We're just going to test it out. I don't know. And I'm just trying to see. And then you're trying to get this person to do all these things for $27. There's no skin in the game for that. Just like when somebody take you out on a coffee date for the first time y'all ever meet and you dressed up and he looked like he just rolled out of somebody's bed, there is no push. There's no fight. There's no, men used to battle for the hand of marriage. Like, that's why I understand, like, y'all, like, do y'all know how this works? Women used to just stand there and be pretty, and men used to go to battle for the woman's hand in marriage. Men, kings used to say, if you, whoever wins this battle will win the hand of my daughter in marriage. That was the reward. And the men used to fight to the death, baby. That's how deep this was. Now we just take anything. We just okay with it. It was bloodlines that were mixed. That's why I used to tell people, like, do you know what bloodline is? When you know you have, and I know that everybody had their time of thinking, you know, that you were young at one time, you weren't really thinking. And some of these women have children with these men, and you don't know what bloodline they got rolling through them. That's what I say. You mad at the child and the daddy, but do you know what the bloodline looked like? When these people came together back then, there were bloodlines checked, like their family is wealthy. They needed to know what the lineage looked like. What was the I need to know. Now we just okay with whatever, girl. He's nice. He got, he's real sweet. Okay. I mean, I guess. I mean, you got to stop feeling sorry for people. You got to stop feeling sorry for them. You cannot feel sorry for them. You got to understand this, right? Men are more goal results oriented. They always going to get their needs met, period. That's just straight up. They're going to always get their needs met. Same for your clients. Clients will always look out for themselves first. That's why you can't take things personal, transactional. Men are always going to go after their own needs being met. Just like I said, just like your clients, people are going to always look after their needs. They don't care how nice you are. They don't care how, oh my gosh, I just love her content, but it's not enough. You have to say something that's going to make them shift and do something. Women are more process oriented, but when they are in their masculine, like their mental space, they're more like, is this going to work? But that's the thing. Even when you're dating, if you're out there dating, like it should be the same thing. Is this going to work? You should take that masculine energetic and be like, I don't date for potential. I date for this is what it is. It ain't no promise. What is it? What does his life look like now? Now, if you're young in your early 20s, fine. No one, like a lot of people didn't have their life together at that time. But this is the same thing. What is the result? This is why, again, this is why it's good to sell the outcome. You don't sell the process because the process is always going to be worked through in your offer. You sell by the way of your goal or the result, the outcome. You sell the outcome. What does the end look like? Let me look at the end. This is why when people ask, how, when a man proposes to a woman, back then, I'm talking about in the wealth level, men proposed marriage, and usually they go to the father to ask. This is why the daddy had to assess if the man was even powerful enough to take his daughter because he was taking care of the daughter. That's why, now we don't even, even if the woman doesn't have a father, then go to the mother, go to the next in charge. Well, he loves her. He real nice. He trying to get himself together. So I'm a what? Hmm. Wait. Does this person? I need people to just like hold. And if you're watching live, y'all just coming in watching live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. We got to stop Like I said, self-mastery. We got to stop being grayscale. Women are very grayscale. You got to either be, this is what it is, or this is what it's not. And I think that's the thing. Like, we want things to be whimsical and daydreamy all the time. Your situation is not the norm. Your situation, the way you think, is not the norm. You're going to have to start thinking black or white. That's why I always tell people, I can tell by the way people answer questions that they are unsure of themselves. Look at your business. If you're unsure about what you want, or you're indecisive about what you want, look at your life. You're indecisive, and look at your life, look at your business. When you're indecisive about things, you're grayscale about stuff, your business, it reflects that. Different areas of your life reflect the front side of things. How you make decisions, how you say yes or no, how you look at people's posts. Well, it could be this. Stop. I said what I said. And then we don't take ourselves into the comments to get context to see what, well, let me just, I always do that. Anytime I comment on anybody's post about any scenario, I always take it face value. You know why I do that? Because if I take it any deeper than that, then I'm assuming based on my own, what is it called? My own belief system, that it could be something else. And I'm assuming. And then when I start doing that, then people start having an issue. They'll say, well, no, that's not what I meant. And then you look crazy and you offended because you're trying to be positive. Well, things may not look like that. Maybe it's not. Your stop. Face value. Take the post for what it is. Y'all got to stop doing that. That's another thing. Stop doing that. If you're unsure about the details, don't post. If you're one of those people that just got to have, I told you what it was. Look at the post for what it is. If you want to get whimsical and daydream about what it could be, don't comment. And believe what people post. This is their perspective. Don't you know perception is reality? Did y'all know that? Perception is reality. What people hear, see, think, speak, all of that, smell, that's reality. So for you to come into somebody else's post and try to tell them what it's not or what it could be, you're challenging their reality because you weren't there. Come on, somebody. You were not there. So you challenging somebody else's reality, that is outside of you not understanding that people have a right to discuss and post about their reality. Because if I challenge you, because I'm one of those type of people, I'm going to tell you what it is. Exactly, Kim. Let me like her, because this right here, Jesus, I can't write. Yes, all day. Like, this is what I said. I didn't make a mistake what I said. Yes. That's the comment of the year right there. Already we on the first. She said in Instagram, if you want to know what she said, I really hate it when people do that. Assuming what I'm saying instead of just taking what I said. What I said is what I said. Don't try to rearrange it. Don't try to create something else. This is exactly what it is. And I've learned to do it because I used to be that type of person too. I used to be like, well, maybe they meant this. Stop. That's a mothering attitude. Well, sis, it could be. No, it couldn't. I said what it was. And people get offended when I tell them, no, that's not what it was. It was this. You're challenging, and this is the thing, we do that a lot. Do y'all get what I'm saying? I'm trying to teach us self-mastery. And I do that too. If I say in my mind, well, maybe that's not what it was. I don't comment on that because that's my projection. This is why I just don't like when men do this because, okay, so I'm not going to comment because that person, that's their reality. Especially when you weren't there to witness it in person. Self-mastery is key. You have the ability to control yourself in all situations. I'm trying to empower women to want better, and everybody's coming in to talk about their relationship and what works for them. And this is what we did. And sometimes people think this, that isn't what I was talking. I was talking about this scenario. I'm trying, this is content marketing and etiquette here that I'm teaching. Because I'm telling you, we do this a lot and it's really messing us up. And then we wonder why we walk around with the spirit of offense. And then you get mad when people correct you. And then you tell us that we're offended. Well, why you get offended? I'm not offended. I'm correcting you because you're coming on my post or you're coming on someone else's post. You're going on somebody trying to be intrusive. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Because sometimes we do that on times where when relationships are being built and we want to be right instead of looking at it for what it is and being okay with being wrong sometimes and also allowing people to have their experience and also teaching other people. Everybody, some people want to come in as a saint. Well, let me just say this because I feel pulled to that. Whatever you and your mate do is an outlier. Also consider that. But some women that don't have the capacity to think outside of their own situation, they tend to do that. I'm not saying that you can comment, but sometimes you have to think about it from the perspective of the poster and not by your own belief system. Makes sense? Unless you, Kim, that was really good. Thank you for sharing that because that's really, really key. And we do that a lot. Does that make sense? I know I'm not, I hope I'm not hurting people's feelings, but if I am, I don't know what else to tell you. You got to allow people to have their own experience and have a sense of their own reality. And I challenge people. There is nothing like I am very kind. I will go to bat for you. I will have your back. See, this thing, every time I do my thumb, the Instagram have this little filter thing. But I don't care. I will challenge, especially if people challenging me. I'm coming right back. I'm a sharpshooter myself. And it's not that I'm being mean. It's just that don't project that. Like the post was the post. When people post, that's what the post is. I'm always going to come by way of what it is. Anytime I post, and I will tell people if I post about something and somebody comes to me and say, well, Jay, I think that such and such that this was what it was because they posted about it. I'd be like, you know what? I stand correct. And if I see it, and especially if a person send it to me, they be like, well, coach, this is what they said, or Jay, this is what they said. I'm like, okay, cool. I stand corrected. I'll take it down. Or I'll make a post or a comment, say, y'all, thank you so and so for enlightening me on that. I did not know that. I didn't know there was proof out there that said this. I always admit when I'm wrong. Now, that's one thing I will always do because I'm a leader. Leaders always admit when something is wrong. And they also acknowledge process and the result learned. And I took heed of that. But I wouldn't dare post about something and it ain't what it was. It was what it was. And it was, and it is what it is. Come on, somebody. That's why I don't fight when people say they don't have the money. Here we go. That's an objection. When people say, well, I don't have it at this time, I don't fight with you on that because that's your reality. I'm not going to make you have money and you don't have money. Well, maybe it's somebody, no, this person does not have the money to invest. That's okay. I'm not getting grayscale and thinking whimsical about that. She don't have it. I'm moving on. That's okay. She'll come back. If she really wants it, she'll either find it, manifest it, ask somebody, get a loan, apply for credit, whatever she's going to do. But if there is all blocks up and she don't have it, I take it for what it is. That's what it is. Same thing when men say, I ain't got it. Take it for what it is. You can't make them have it, which is why many women date for potential when they're supposed to be dating for what it is. I don't think women who are single should be giving marriage advice. I'm not giving you marriage advice. I'm giving you woman advice. There's a difference. Get taken care of. Be with people that take care of you. If you're going to be taken care of, but also know how to take care of yourself. I'm not, there you go, Kim. I'm not forceful. I offer and I go on about my business. If you say yes, I'm in, you in. If you not, you not. This is what I have to offer. If you don't want it, cool. I, I'm not here to force you to be over here. I'm not here to force you to be in the matriarch. I'm not here to force you to be in my programs. I'm not here to force you to buy my course. I put it out there. If you want it, cool. I am not here to what look. Here we go. Men are what? Let's go. Men command. There's a commanding, like, you need to go and find money, or you need to make this happen. You need to do this, do that, and the third. Women persuade. You know how I persuade? I persuade through copy. I persuade through content. I persuade through my videos and what I post in my videos. There is a way to do that. That's the feminine side of business. It's persuasion. You want to get somebody that you like to do something, you have to persuade them. It's called seduction in so many ways. Y'all ever heard that word, seduction? Come on, somebody. It's seduction. You seduce. I tell you the truth. Y'all need to read 48 Laws of Power and 48 Laws of what is it, Seduction by Robert Greene. I'm reading that again this year. I'm telling you. Seduction and suggestion, yes. You need to read that. You got to understand how the dynamics work. You have to be persuasive. Are you worthy of people following you? Like, look at your content. Do people want to follow you? Do people want to be in your world? Do they want to know more about what you think? Like, yes, even me doing these lives, there is probably one or two people that say, okay, I don't know much about Jay, but I like her thought process. I'm a follower. Or they're going to say, you know what? She's too much for me. She's too, eh. I need somebody that's a little bit more, eh. Okay, that's fine. Eh. It's fine. People have a right to make their own decisions about what they want to do. Because if that's the first thing, there's an investment involved. If I don't like my man wearing tennis shoes on our first date, I'm going to be turned off and it's going to be an. But if I'm okay with that, I'm going to entertain it. That's her reality. The nigga laugh. Kim, I'm just saying there is an in. Men are more goal oriented and result oriented. Status matters to men. That's the masculine. Okay, the masculine status matters. To women, relationships matter. Women are more relationship oriented, feminine aspect, right? Feminine aspect is more relationship oriented. Like we're about who we know, who we know, who we know, who we know. Okay, networking or having people in your database or people that you can call on for different things because you have a what relationship with them that is transactional in so many ways. Okay, it's a reciprocal thing. Relationships matter. You have to have things in common. There's a like-mindedness there. That's why I tell people if you're entrepreneurial, all your friends can be working for people and they don't have anything else going on. I know that offends people, but you can't go and tell your friend that you had a $25,000 a month and they only pulling in 4,000. They're gonna feel some type of way. They're either gonna be jealous or inspired. And then they probably ain't gonna want to talk to you no more because you're projecting, there's a projection there. They feel like, well, dang, I need to get away from her because I don't need to talk to her. I can't talk to the same people that I was cool with. First of all, I didn't even, and I should be able to celebrate with my friends about my results. When they hit a goal or a target, I'm supposed to be happy for them. Even if I didn't hit that goal or target. Y'all get what I'm saying? So, which means that what? Relationships matter. So, if your mate or somebody is in a relationship and you're not in a relationship, you don't get jealous of your friend. Why she got somebody and I don't? You can probably feel a little bit like, dang. But then you're like, man, I'm really happy for her because that's what she wants. And I'm going to celebrate that. That's why sometimes you got to check your ego. Your ego is your human side, it's your emotional side. And it can take a little bit of a dip because you see everybody else doing all these things. And it's an absolute the good type of envy because you can also want it. Yes, Latice, that's the truth. And you want, and it could be a motivator, it can be an inspiration ticker, something that just rises up in you and be like, you know what? If she was able to get $100,000 a month, I can too. If she was able to get $30,000 a month, then I am too, because that's proximity. You take on the energy of that person in so many ways, right? So that's why it's always good to have high powered people that are high performers around you. You got to get around people. Absolutely. Halona said, I've stopped talking to people about my business when I know they have a regular job. I had to stop that a long time ago. Exactly. Because they can't understand what it takes. Like they're thinking that you're gonna rest. Oh, will you rest? It's the holidays. It's the first. Take it off. Take a load off. Holidays are for people that work for other people. It just is. That's not being mean. That's facts. If you go back and look at industrial history, they created holidays for workers to have a break. This is not like I'm not being mean about this. This is actual, like, go back and look. It's history. Right. How long did that make me? That's why they have a day off. Like it's to workers to rest before they come back to work. Entrepreneurs are not workers. They're creative problem solvers. That's why you got to love what you do. That's why when I hear people talk about like, oh, I'm just, I want less clients. I just want to work with 4 clients a year. Good luck. Because you need some extra streams to keep that business rolling, boo. Because any one of those 4 can drop out after the first month. They can just stop paying you. Then what? Now you're down to 3. One of them can catch COVID, and then you're down to 2. Then another one, they lose their contract. Now you're down to 1. Now you're calling on Jesus because you weren't proactive. That's what I'm saying. You got Masculine give orders, women request. Masculine is transactional, which means what? Don't take it personally. When the masculine says, it's not you, it's me, you know what they trying to not feel like the bad guy. When they're really trying to say, I don't want you to take it personal, but I really don't want this. It's not you, it's me. Always think about what I just said. Transactional. They don't take it personally. I'm cutting this off because I don't want to be in this relationship with you. That's why what do we say? What do women say or entrepreneurs say? Don't take it personal. It's what? Business. When a client says that I just can't keep going, yes, you have contracts in place and all of that other stuff, but they're always thinking about their needs being met first. There is a personal part to this, but a business part of this too, that they have to cut things off. There are consequences because there is a contract that holds the glue together. But at the end of the day, people do what is best for them all the time. Don't take it personal. It's just what? Business. So as a business owner, you say, okay, well, according to the contract that we agreed upon, there is a balance of this. The client may take it personal, like, oh, but you know that this person passed away, or I can't do this because my emotions are all over the place and I don't ran out of money. It's not personal. It's what? Business. That's transaction. It's the masculine concept, which is why contract. But over here in the feminine, it's emotional, going through pain and struggle. When some people, like when they say they can't pay their mortgage, here we go. Here we go. Case in point. When you say that you can't pay your rent or your mortgage, let's go there. When you say you can't pay your rent or your mortgage, guess what happens? You can tell, you can cry until like your whole face is swollen on a call with the mortgage people. Okay. But they're still going to guide you back to your contract. They're going to take you right back to, oh, I lost this. Oh, I lost my job. Oh, I don't have any people to come to this happened to me. And I'm waiting on this to come through. And I'm waiting on my check for my settlement. I'm waiting on my taxes. All these things, and you're crying and crying and crying. They're going to guide you back to the contract. Well, ma'am, I understand. And I hate that you're going through this. See, that's empathy, right? They have to put that in place. I get it. I hate that. Look, and you know, they'll put this in there too. I hate that you're going through this because we're addressing the human in you first. I'm addressing the human. And I feel bad that you're going through this. I appreciate you for even sharing that with me. And thank you for sharing that with me. But see, there it is. That's however. Because see, now we got to get to business. See, the personal was emotional. I get it. I understand. Y'all see how this works? So then when y'all get in these memberships and masterminds and programs and y'all be like, oh my gosh, there is a personal side, but then there's also on that other side, there's business. See, okay, but there's a contract. There's a terms and conditions. We have standards. We have a policy in place. Because guess what? Guess what? Let's go there. Let's go. Come on, somebody. Y'all, we look, Facebook, y'all getting hype over here. Because guess what? Who are we protecting at this point? I got to protect the business. Business, the contract protects who? The business. Transactional, that's the masculine. Don't take it personal. I can appreciate you telling me that you lost your job and you're the person, your partner walked out on you, or you lost all your contracts and people just ain't paying you no more. I get that. But according to this contract, baby, you signed this contract April 1st of 2020 or whatever. You promised to pay. We're going to have to foreclose. We're going to have to da 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 da. You're defaulting, and we're going to have to, let's do a deferment. Like, we need to create some type of solution, because guess, at the end of the day, don't take this personally. There is a transaction that was taking place, and there is an agreement. That's why y'all be messing up. You have to uphold that. One thing that I saw that in Queen Charlotte was when she was being sold to, at the beginning, when she was being sold to the King of England. Was it King George? The brother told her, spoiler alert, the brother told her, this is a duty for your country. I sold you, basically. I signed a betrothal. I had to pretty much give you away to the King of England, because we didn't have no money. Mom and dad gone, and I had to make this money transactional. I think this is a joke. Ain't no joke. I got some of the, hold on, y'all. Let me get some of this stuff. I'm just telling you how this works. Their needs are always going to be met. The masculine needs are always going to be met. This is all about protecting the business, protecting what the best interest. Y'all get that? The best interest. It's the best interest. I got to protect the best interest of this. This is why I'm also talking about this too. When somebody passes away and they didn't leave anything, right? They have life insurance. They didn't have life insurance. They didn't have land. They didn't have property or anything like that. And they didn't have a last will and testament. What happens is that, first of all, you got to go and have a conversation with the funeral home, because obviously you can't just have a body just sitting there. So you have to have a conversation. The funeral home gonna tell you, we are sorry for your loss. And we understand you want to put your loved one away, but we're going to have to discuss some options, because at the end of the day, there has to be a transaction that takes place. Because now I'm empathizing with you, but there's also a business piece to this too. Y'all see what I'm saying? This is real life. You see how that business and that personal, that business and emotional kind of come together? Like, I can empathize with you and I hear what you're saying, but because people don't take in consideration, they only look at their needs being met. Like, I have a loved one that needs to be buried or cremated or whatever, but I don't have the means. You have all the tools to do that. We have the tools to do that, but we also have to pay for this stuff. We also have workers that we have to pay for this stuff. We also have to keep up with the upkeep of everything, the machine, the tools that we have, the people that we have to pay generously to do this. And all of these things cost money. Just like in business, people think that just because you are the face of your company, you're getting on social media and posting every single day, they just think, well, she's obviously okay. She's making a lot of money. Well, maybe she can help me. No, because I still have a business to run. You have to get very clear with people. And people that disrespect the process, but still want you to help them with the result, you have to guide them back to this is not what this is. You have to remind people, like, I hear you, but this is not how business is ran. There is a business principle to this, which is also, it goes back to what I was talking about earlier. Women do not think like that when it comes down to romantic relationships either, but they do. They do. I had to school back on that because y'all don't get it. They do. You get into the mind of any man, baby, they do more than we do. This is why I be like, y'all don't think like me. Y'all better learn how men think. Baby, if you married already, I ain't talking to you because times have changed. Do you hear me? Baby, men gonna always think. They're gonna carry the two multiplied by 3. Do you hear me? They're gonna take the square root and divide it again. Multiply by 10 and put a percentage on it. They take into consideration what your mama look like. Because if they look at the mama and they be like, can I handle this woman when she get her mama age? They look at all these things. Transactional, baby. Listen, Sasha just said it. They lead with their logic and brain, not feelings. They listen to you talk. And depending on where that man is, you are either too much for him or he can see himself conquering you to bring you down a peg or two. Because some men are like that, they'll challenge you. They love that. Or they be like, I really like this turns me on. I need a woman like this in my life. They're either going to see you on that side of, okay, I can do this for her, I can do that for her, or they can see you as a conquering. Or they could just be like, you know what? I ain't finna mess with her. But women, we are one, like, if we not careful, we would just be in the Wizard of Oz. We will skip down the yellow brick road. I learned that. I learned that, baby. That's one thing. I'm so grateful. One of my exes taught me that. He was like, women are very powerful. Oh, come on, Kim. She said, listen to you talk. I'm just saying that when people are emotional about situations like these, they are becoming selfish. I understand you are going through this, but your situation is not important, not more important than me running my business. I don't know if I'm making sense. No, you're making complete sense. They don't see on the other side. I don't know why these balloons and stuff, Instagram tickles me. On the other side of this thing, they don't look at the components. And some people look to use your, what they say, what's the saying? Don't take my kindness for weakness. They'll try to see how far they can get. Not everybody. Obviously, I'm not talking about everybody. I just said there are a little bit of outliers out there that will test you to see how far they can get. And that's manipulation from a very low vibrational level. They will see how far they can get to get whatever they can out of you just to get their needs met. And once their needs are met, then they abandon. They're out. They don't come back. They don't say thank you. They just go. They don't say, man, you don't know how much this meant to me. I'm going to go and give you a review or give you a referral. I'll go and tell somebody else about you. or I'm going to be this. I've had long time ago, I used to have people on scholarships, and I would tell, like, after a certain time, I was like, I ain't doing no more scholarships, because I used to have like one or two people that would go and do referrals. That was the agreement, and some people just didn't. They would leave. So what I'm saying is that you have to be very careful when you are allowing people to be one-sided with their intent to pull something out of you. And there is no benefit for you that's why I tell women, like, for women, we're very emotional. We have hormones, all kinds of crap going on with our bodies. Our bodies, for those of you who are moms or pregnant, you birthed humans, okay? You're closer to death than anything, baby. Blood everywhere, hospitals, they already making you sign agreements to just in case you pass away at the hospital. It's all kinds of stuff. And don't be a Black woman. You really gonna be the stats are really against you. But if you're not a mother, then of course you got all kinds of stuff going on with your body. Every 28 days, baby, you're looking crazy. I'm telling you, I'm right there with you. Some of y'all, we are with the moon. We're just like, we're water. The feminine is water. We can be a roaring typhoon, or, or just a calm sea. It depends on what day it is and what the moon looking like. And don't get me started, because I'm a Cancer sun and a Cancer rising. I'm double off. Okay. I'm a moon sign, sun and rising. So, baby, I have to tame myself. Okay. So for women, it is up to us to be the centralization of ourselves. We always got to think about, okay, I'm in business or I'm dating, and it needs to look like this for me in order for me to say yes to it. And if it doesn't look like that, then I am not proceeding further. I'm just not. It has to look right for me. It has to be a benefit. Like I tell people, I don't take on anxious clients. I don't. I've tried to soothe anxiety before, like, oh, it's gonna be okay. I have tried to do that before, and it never worked out. When I bring on clients, they are very, very calm, or they're very conscious of what they're doing. I make sure they're conscious. I always ask, if you've ever signed on with me, I've even asked you, are you sure? Are you ready? Tanika said, this is why we get each other. I'm a Cap sun and a Cancer moon. Yes. Like, serious, like, for real. I always ask those questions because I want the woman to be sure of herself. Are you conscious of what you're doing? Which means that first yes is usually emotional. I'm ready. I have to check her and put her back, bring her back into reality and say, okay, are you sure? That question is okay, am I sure? Yes, I am. Once they say that, that's a conscious response, because I'm bringing her back to reality with the are you sure? That's that's based on understanding that women have the ability. You have to bring awareness. That's a part of it. Here we go. I'm finna get ready to be done with this. This is good. Are y'all enjoying this? Are y'all taking this into consideration? One of the feminine aspects of leadership is the feminine is feelings and facts. have equal understanding. That's a healthy feminine leadership aspect. For the masculine, facts have priority over feelings. So when you're selling, you're as a woman, when we are selling and doing sales, when a woman says, yes, I would love to work with you, that's why I like to have a barrier, a gateway. Like if you see my stand store, right, I have all types of products for you to get because that is a person who's ready to do something. They're self-led. They don't need to make it to check with me about a decision. They just go ahead and get it, right? They just go ahead and make it happen. But when it comes down to the matriarch, that is a barrier. There is a gateway there. They will have to come to me and ask because that is a deeper and bigger investment. And with an investment that big, the commitment has to be bigger, which means what? Woo! The inner her, right, is ready to move forward. She's like, I'm ready to make more money. I'm ready to learn from Jay. I'm ready to be in the world. I'm ready to join a community. I'm ready to get the course. I'm ready to change my life, right? So those are the feelings that I feel like it's time. But then guess what? When she gets to my page, like I have people all the time clicking on my link to look at the questions. And I ask them questions like, how much revenue did you produce? How do you help your clients? Now I got to put her with the facts because now she has to tell me what she wants to do. She has to tell me what she has done. So now she has to decide if she wants to move further because now I'm asking for facts. You see how they work? You see that? See, this is the thing. That's the healthy feminine aspect. When a man say that, oh, I want to be with you, so they try to get you with the emotion. Not all of them. I didn't say all of them. Calm down. Everybody bring yourself down. Not all of them. But some men, when they're in their manipulation tactic, they'll say, well, I really want to be with you. And you're like, oh my God, he really want to be with you. Hold on, sir. I get it. I hear you. Because men have flipped it now to ask you, what do you bring to the table? You see that? You see how they do? You They didn't flip that on you. So now you got this, well, I could. Go back. Go all the way back. Go all the way, go all the way back to the wealth, baby. Most times when men ask you that they don't have anything, that's why I try to tell women, like, they don't have anything. When they ask you, what do you bring? They don't have nothing. So they make it a trivial quiz for you to make you work for it. You're not a workhorse. You're not an ox. See, women gotta like if you're in your power, you're supposed to do the ask, like, what do you have? That's why when a wife becomes a wife, it's a financial thing. Like, what do you have? What are your plans? When men tell you that they ready to get married and I want children, you ask them why. But you know that's the most offensive question that you can ask most men. Like most men get offended when you ask them why they want to get married. Why? What you mean why? See, they start unraveling at that point. They start glitching. When they why do you want to have children? Just get up and get your person and walk out. Because look, I know about how see, we're here to do business now. Because this is the thing. They start love bomb, I'm telling you, but there has to be evidence because love is an action. It's a service. It's a protection and a provision. Back then, wealthy men, they supplied their women with what? Handmaidens. They gave them assistants and armor bearers. They made sure that their women had help, someone cooking, not the woman doing it, they were doing it. It's very beneficial for them, but they don't get that. Yes, Casey, she said married men live longer and are happier than married women. That is the truth because they're getting the benefit from the woman while the woman is depleted. But because we don't require our men to do things, like if I want to cook for my husband, it's a duty to cook for him. It's a privilege to cook for him because he's supplying and he allows me to have my fun, and because I don't have to worry about anything. Y'all see what I'm saying? I'm a creative contributor to the household. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. I will show up differently because it's like, oh, I love him and I think he's this and I think he's amazing. I want to make my husband a dinner. Because I don't have to worry about if we're going to get put out next month if he paid all the bills on time. Facts and feelings. For the feminine, facts and feelings come into the same. I feel good about this person, but I also have to look at the fact that he don't have anything or he's not da 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 da. Like literally. Like, does he know how to take care of himself? Is he in his children's life? Does he care about his children? When was the last time he talked to them? Does he badmouth the baby mama? Does he badmouth the mother of his children? That's the problem for me. If I hear a man badmouthing, I don't care what, I don't care. And women will take the side of the man instantly instead of understanding the full scope of the relationship. When I hear that, that's a deal breaker for me. If I hear a man talking bad about the mother of his children, it's an issue for me. It's an issue for me. I'm automatically turned off. Automatically. I ain't saying he got a lover and all this other stuff, but you better be. Does he have any evidence of taking care of his children? I need to see that. Do you have your children set up? Because I'm not going to go and do any red flag stuff and GoFundMe stuff and all this other stuff. Like, do you have your children set up? You don't have your children set up for success, and there is nothing we can talk about. Absolutely nothing we can talk about. The book Natural by Royal Crowns is Shakti Leadership. If y'all are just tuning in, I know it's backwards, but just go back. If you look at when I post the replay, you can just go back to the front part and I'll have the author and stuff. Like I talk about the author and everything here too, for y'all. That's what I'm saying, Stacy. Exactly. Exactly. You have to listen to how men talk about people in their life. I'm always leery about that. I'm always leery about that. I don't care if she crazy. I listen to that because that's a character thing for me. She crazy. You know, she keyed my car. You got drama in your life, and I don't want any parts of that, sir. I just don't. Casey said, woohoo, I'm screaming in this kitchen. We see men mistreat. Well, don't see their children, then go to marry and have children with them, thinking he will treat theirs differently. I'm 40 years old, so I have these. Stacy said, if if you do this, sir. Yes. No, thank you. Thank you. I'm telling you, it's really about, and I'm talking about the relationship between how we treat our romantic relationships in addition to how we treat business. Because most women don't understand that the way they handle romantic relationships is exactly along the lines of how we relate to business principles and relationships. I could tell when we're willy-nilly in our relationships, our romantic relationships, usually we have a direct correlation to the willy-nilliness of how we treat our businesses. Because if our marriages, and this is no shade to nobody, I'm telling you, I'm looking at this from a historical and data standpoint. If I see women who date just for love or date, a lot of times they're a little willy-nilly in their businesses. They don't show up for them. They don't go all the way. They're not committed to the process and ask for what they want. They don't stick to the plan. They don't make offers and make sure that the offers are solid. Like, it's a yes, let's sign this contract, let's get it in, let's do a proposal. If the proposal is not signed, the thing expires, period. I don't care, we're moving on. There you go, Tanika. If I vet men and the moment I find out he's not too fond of his mother, aunt, sisters, I'm out. The women, how men talk about the women in their life should matter. Well, what if I can sense it in my spirit. There's somebody saying, well, what if he don't like his mama abuse him and all that? He's going to talk about the healing process, period, because I want to hear that. I want to hear the healing process that person went through. Did that man go to therapy and work this stuff out? Did he get help? And what does he think now? Because see, you could have a before and after of everything. Come on, Helena. Same here. She said, I get it. This is why my relationships failed and I was broke. Same. I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn the hard way until I got smarter. And I went to therapy myself and was like, this is why I keep choosing the wrong foolishness. And then things got better. And I began to command or request that, tell me what you went through. And the way I talk about relationships had to change. Even for me, I had to talk about how my relationships with my parents or with the women in my life or with the men in my life, whatever that was, I had to understand this is the relationships I have. If a man say, well, I need to see, why don't men care? Why don't men care? Because the men is supposed to come in and be the knight in shining armor in so many ways. They're supposed to be the men of valor. They're supposed to be the men that come and save the day in so many ways. Like, I'm going to change your perspective of how men have treated you all these years. I'm going to come in and swoop in. That's why they have this savior complex. It's really, yeah. How do you ask for more? So Natural by Royal Crowns asks, how do you ask for more? I want to know in terms of business or relationship. So, and I say that because when you practice self-mastery, and I'm gonna get ready to close with this, self-mastery, we talk about awareness, we're talking about choice, the decisions, and then realization / what have you manifested. You have to be aware. A lot of women are not aware. Like I told y'all earlier, when we look at posts and we try our best to reason and say, well, maybe that's not what really happened. We can't really, like, we don't really know what really happened. No, I know what happened. You didn't know because you weren't there. I was there. You were not. And this post is my reality. You don't get to tell me, well, maybe it's not what we think it is. You weren't there. Yes. Okay, so she said, fell in love young, growing together, but my needs have changed. Okay, so this is the thing. Here we go. I love this question. She said, how do you ask for more? She said, I fell in love very young, growing together, but my needs have changed. Okay, so in business, it also happens. When you grow in your business, needs change. When we start growing in business, we start acquiring skills, Hello, somebody. Growth oriented competencies. We start generating sales and revenue and cash in our businesses. We start to grow. So that's the same thing, right? So when we're in relationships and we start growing, like you're not going to be the same person that you were when you were 20, 19, 25. You're going to evolve. That's the word that everybody don't want to do right now. There's a lot of people that struggle with evolution, which is why I said evolution. This is why there's the modern and the traditional concept that is at war with one another. You got modernized that have a bad name, which I disagree with modern women and modern men. I don't think it's modern. I just think it's trifling. Like there's a difference between trifling and modern to me. There's some men that just straight up like trash. That's not modern to me. Modern to me is like understanding that women have rights. Women have choices. Before that, women didn't have a choice. And I think that's the thing we're not understanding. Modern and traditional. Traditional was based on women not having a choice. Did y'all see what I'm saying? And that's why I disagree with the definition of a modern man and a modern woman. I'd say when people are acting like that, when they're saying things like, "Oh, I want a woman that's cooking clean, and I want this, but I want her to work." That's trifling. That's somebody who doesn't care about the well-being of their mate and their partner. They're looking for the wrong thing. They have misdirected their request. They've misdirected. And there are men that get mad at that because, well, she should be cooking and cleaning and working at the same time. Like it's stuff has gone up. It's inflation and da 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 da. It's a recession. I get that, sir. And I hear you. But that's still trifling. That's still trash. Modern means progressive. Yes, Sasha. Modern means her women having rights. And see, they'll tell you, like you did the marching. Like you did the march. Oh, well, you wanted rights. What you mean you wanted rights? I had rights when I came. I was born in 83. What are you talking about? Like I had rights coming in. I didn't march with the feminists. I don't I think look, I thank God that they did march or whatever they did, because I'm gonna say this: women wouldn't be able to have bank accounts. We wouldn't be able to buy property if it wasn't for the feminist movement. So everything about the feminist movement was not all bad, because there were women in traditional homes, like my grandmother and my great grandmother and all of them. They were stuck in marriages. They didn't even like their husbands. They had to be there because they had to survive. My great great grandmother was married at 15. I'm just telling you, back in the day, it was 19. She was born 1908. They had to live. They have no choice. Like, that's not modern to me. Like, traditional is pre-rights. When women just were seen and not heard, they were pretty and not regarded. They just had children, birthed babies, took care of the babies for who? The man. Modern to me, which is a progressive, is okay, with the woman and honoring her feminine. How can we still have a household and a relationship where the woman is regarded and the man is regarded, and there is more of a partnership, but also respectability between the woman and the man, the masculine and the feminine, right? So what is that? Are we looking at the fact that the woman is wise? Okay, we see more women that are being college educated. We see more women that are starting businesses. Why is that a threat to the men? It's a threat to modern men because they don't have it together. But they have to make a decision. What? They have to practice self-mastery by what? Bringing awareness, like, okay, I got to get my crap together. Choice, okay, I could either be alone or I can get myself in alignment, get my credit together, get my finances in order so that I can become what this woman could do for me, and we do this together. I support her while she, in so many ways, we work together to build wealth. But I can't come to her with nothing. And for women, because she has the skill set to manage big things, big projects, he could understand like this woman is smart. That's why I understand when men don't like smart women. Well, we can't lead you. But where are we going? Like when men say that, like, I can't lead you. Where are we going? Because I'm looking at your life. You're not leading anything. And if your children are all over the place, you can't lead them either. Casey, Jesus. So to answer your question on Instagram, Natural by Royal Crowns, you have evolved. It's not that your needs have changed, you're evolving. And sometimes our partners, spouses, husband, wives, they don't evolve with us. And when they don't evolve with us, then we be like, we have grown what? Apart. So then you have to have a conversation with this person. I remember asking my ex-spouse, I asked him, what is your vision for this family? You want to trip up a person before, either before, right before you get married or in the marriage? Ask them, what's your vision for this family? He can't tell you what it is because he don't see you in the future. There's no future. He don't see that far off. Don't you know it was a time where men had to present 450-year plans for not only here now, but 4 generations down? Like 4 generations from him there had to be a plan in place for who's going to get what. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all stop just allowing these folks just tell you I love you and no plan. There has to be security for your children on down the line. Even if you married, hey, we got these kids. What are we doing with them? These kids are just humans taking up space unless they're going to be productive for somebody else's wealth generating machine. They not for ours, they for somebody else. That's why when women and men don't know what to do, they give their children over to be worked for somebody else. Come on, somebody. They need to get a job. Why aren't you teaching them wealth building principles? Why aren't you doing that? Why are you not teaching your children how to build and create their own way? And for those of you who are asking, transparent moment, Maddie opened up her Etsy store because we both were signed in into Etsy. Like we were doing sign in, sign out. Etsy thought that it was a fraudulent activity going on, and they shut her account down. Maddie took it hard, emotional, right? So that's the feminine. She took it hard. Me, as the mother, I'm the nurturer, but then I had to step in and secure her feelings. I said, okay, so we have to shut down Etsy. That's fine. We now have to look at Shopify. Her eyes lit up again because I'm the problem solver of the family. I'm the mother. I'm the matriarch. So I have to soothe her to understand you don't just give up. We got another way. So now we're setting up her Shopify store. That was my bad. I was logging in on my computer. I was logging in and she was logging in on hers. Etsy got mad, like what's going on? Had to shut down, even though everybody got their sales, right? Everybody got their products. She got so upset because she worked on it. She worked on her product for a long time. And I said, okay, there is another way. Etsy is not the end all be all. My cousin, however, I helped her with hers. She's making sales today. But because she don't understand it, it takes money to make money. She wasn't prepared for the sales that was coming in because she had to put up the orders. She did physical product. She said, Jay, I should have listened to you. I should have did digital first. I said, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Do digital first so you can have cash, and then you can do physical products later. You don't have any money to ship this stuff out. And yes, she went through Printify, but there was still, you had to have some capital put up. She didn't understand it. She looked at everybody else, got shiny object syndrome, didn't listen to me. So that's what I'm saying. Are we building things for these children? Because a lot of us just having babies to take up space. What are you having babies for? When men, that's what I told y'all. When men say things like, I want to have a baby, I want more children. Why? What for? For what? Why do you want to have more children? Why do you want to have children, period? I think it's my legacy. That's not legacy, having human beings with no aim. You're just trying to prove that you're not impotent. That's what that means to me. You just want to prove that you're not impotent. There's something going on in your ego right there. But what are you doing for these children? There has to be an aim. There has to be an end game. What is the end game? So there is an evolution. There is an evolution that has to take place. There is an evolution that takes place, especially as women grow and expand. They're supposed to. I don't expect women like I'm 40 years old. I'm nothing like I was when I was 20. Nothing. When I say nothing, nothing. This is why people can either love you at your 40-year-old self or 35-year-old self or 45-year-old self, or they're going to be intimidated by you, or they're going to not like you. Because if they keep bringing up the past and everything that y'all used to get, I remember you was this at 19, you're still back there. If your mate or your partner still talking about when y'all first met, I remember when we first started dating, you used to always, sir, we are older. We're not there. Now, this is also why love, this is going to sound real bad, but I promise you love can be boring. Love can be very boring. I'm finna tie that into business in just a minute. I think I know y'all know where I'm going with this. Love can be very boring. When you love a person, you really in love with them, sometimes it's just boring. Sometimes y'all can just sit around, and some people get so pressed about boredom in a relationship. That's why I like women like chaos. Keep it spicy. We got to keep it spicy. Keep it this. We got to keep things. And then you're ready to leave that person. You're ready to leave that person and go somewhere else because they ain't spicy. And then you eyeing somebody because, oh, they just like to have a lot of fun. Sometimes boredom means sitting in the house and knowing that your mate is just sitting there. Like I know they're there because I know they're safe and sound. But because people think chaos, like we cannot, like we have to be doing something. That's why I tell sometimes, like when I see people like always got to be out and about, always got to be doing something. Sometimes it's good to spend time with yourself. And there's nothing wrong with getting out and getting some air and getting out and about. But when you're always got to be out and doing stuff, you be careful of doing that because you're always looking for something shiny and just to have something to do, which equates to business. When you are a busybody, especially in business can be boring. When you love what you do, sometimes it's boring. You know why I say it's boring? Because the sales piece, people are always looking for the next strategy. I can tell you 2 ways to get to your next $50,000 month. If you don't get the result and you want to shake it up after a week, you mad. You like, I just got to do something else. Oh, this person did a webinar. Let me go check on them. Oh, this person did a funnel. Let me do it their way. Oh, this person did with paid ads and a funnel and click funnels. And then they did it with this system. I'm going to do it with that. I'm gonna pay for this. I'm going to try 5 different systems and see which one works. You're always doing something because you don't know how to settle yourself in just routine. That's a chaotic person. And then you wonder why there's no sustainability. You always got to be in the girl, they doing this. Oh, girl, I was in a webinar with so-and-so, and he's doing that. I'm gonna try that. But then you overwhelmed. You got so now you mad at everybody. Then you want to make a post about coaches. They have you doing all this stuff. That's your fault. We're supposed to be out here marketing. We're going to tell you what we're doing. Your job is to choose. All these ways are right. Every strategy is correct. All of them work. People just don't understand. Like when I'm building my business, there is a strategy to two to three strategies at the most that I use to grow my business. They're boring. Absolutely. But I also have not had any refund requests. I also have great relationships with my clients. I also have great results. I ask my clients about their well-being so that we can coach them through these things. And they're better when there's transformation at the end of it. There's something that happens in my clients at the end when they're done with my program. They become different people. They're not the same as they were when they first started with me, for the most part. Do y'all see what I'm saying? There is an evolution that takes place. My clients, I watch them grow. I promote growth, not just in numbers, but in themselves. There's an emotional and a transactional part that goes with this. There's a facts and a feelings. The facts are that their numbers grew. They saw bigger months than ever before. People are paying them in full that they never seen before. But then also, from a feeling standpoint, they feel more empowered to ask for their rates, their fees for their coaching. They are better at that. They feel more empowered. They feel more inspired. There has to be a growth centric piece that comes out of that. So don't start off the year wrong. Think, become a thinker. I saw a post by somebody I follow. He said anytime you like self-education, you have to do that in order to grow in your business. You have to do that. When you're always asking people and how, and you never go and seek out for yourself, you're going to have a hard time. How am I going to get the money? How am I going to ask for this? How am I going to do this? How do you do this? If you're not willing to invest and get the how, then you need to understand that you have to go seek it out yourself. And there is no excuse. How am I going to take care of myself? You need to learn how to do that. You need to learn how to think for yourself. You got to learn how to lead yourself. This is the year where you start self mastery. This is it. You had time. Now you got to learn for yourself. You need to get in spaces where you're not whining, you're learning and evolving. There is no way that you can coddle yourself. You get in spaces where you're supposed to learn and grow as a person. and you get in and you want to fight for your old self and the self that you're trying to lead. You can't keep the old self, get into a space where new selves are being evolved, but you get into this space and you still want to fight for your old self so that you can manage whatever you want as an old self. It doesn't work like that. A person that has generated six figures in their business has to become a different person to handle and generate seven figures. That's just fact. You have to evolve again. There is a bigger person that has to evolve. You can't be the same person at 100,000. And then again, there has to be a different in posture and the way you think. Okay. I hope that this live served you very well. Look in my link, get that $20.24 bundle. If you need help to evolve, get in the matriarch. I have several different products and services that would help you. I have the Manifest Without Money training for $55. If you need that, come in my DMs and I'll send you the link. But you got to get yourself together this year. Also, oh my God, the 5th, we're having the Propose to Profit Masterclass. If you need to learn how to map out your customer journey this year, if you don't know, like from a lead attraction down to offboarding, come into that. We're going to map it out. And why? Because I'm not only teaching you what to do, but why you're doing it that way. And how to position your offers. We have a 6-week how to put your digital offers in a funnel. It's only $1,000 for 6 weeks. January 5th is for one masterclass for $150. I mean, $140. We have several things going on. We got the 6th week to put your sales funnel together. That's $1,000. And we can split that up in 2 payments. January the 4th, January the 5th is the Propose to Profit. We got to get these funnels together. I'm telling you, I got a lot of stuff going on because I'm not playing with y'all this year. If you want to know like everything, you need to, Jay, just list it all out, put the links in there so I can just go in there and just get all this stuff done. Let's do it. I'm not playing with us this year. This is it. Don't come in playing and looking and just, I don't know. You got to put your head down to work, baby. This is it. Yes, Robin. I'm so excited. So we got to think. If you want to learn how to put your funnels together, a real funnel, sales funnel, how we generate cash every single day in our business, that's the 6-week thing. We're going to put these offers together and we're going to tell you like what goes first as a freebie, then the next thing, then the next thing, then the next thing. How to switch them out. You need 20 to 25, 30 offers. I'm going to teach you how to put them together. This is 6 weeks of work. That's the $1,000 one. That's in the matriarch, but you get to sit in with us for 6 weeks. After that, you're out. We starting that Wednesday, but you can come in. You better come on in. I'm telling you, we're not playing. All right, I'm out. I got to go get myself together. Bye, Instagram. I love y'all. We got this. Okay, and then y'all come to my DMs if you have any questions. Let's go. Let's get to it.